Hello and welcome to the War Report. This is the show where we talk about NXT and AEW sometimes. Uh, I'm your host Quan, joined by Cyrus. Oh fuck.
Yeah, keep that. We should keep that. We're keeping that. We're definitely keeping that.
Oh my god. Well, I'm not doing that over. How are you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm just watching the finals. Got the finals on the second screen. A good week. It didn't rain. Well, it did rain yesterday, pretty hard, but today was a nice day out, so I got to do some cardio outside. So that's always nice. I've been slacking a little bit, just being outside and going to the gym and stuff. So I'm trying to lock back in. Besides that, not much going on. I'm completely locked in on. Are you locked in on Love Island? Are you watching?
I'm sorry. I'm still reeling from the fucking intro. I wish that was intentional.
I do. I know it was. You were just going through the motions. You were just like, yeah, whatever.
Oh my
For what is worth, every time I do the pod without you and I have to do the intro, I fuck it up at least once. I have to start over almost every time. You can have anybody I've done a show with. I mess it up once, and that's it
That's
again.
so fucking funny, bro.
So the
Oh my
fact that you're so
god.
consistent and not messing it up is actually pretty impressive.
Nah, but I didn't think that AEW deflated me. That episode of AEW deflated me so fucking hard. That I forgot who I was. But yes, I am
There
pseudo
we go.
locked into Love Island, and when I mean pseudo, if Justin and his wife are watching in the living room, I will pull up and watch. It's family tradition in the house that Sundays, Sundays 5 o'clock, we link up, we watch that trash. Um, but yeah, Love Island is kind of crazy. I downloaded the app, so let me
No, I
know.
I didn't I didn't even do that. Damn.
So everybody that's locked in, let me know who we voting off the
Who you
house
voting?
or off the island. But I'm telling you right now, my heart is leaning to getting that single mother out of there. I know that sounds terrible, but
You
I
didn't
need her. I
describe her
need
like
her.
that.
I need her gone.
Huda,
I forgot how to say her name, or I forgot
Huda
her name.
is Huda is terrifying.
Yeah.
That woman is terrifying.
I'm
She got a lot going on.
She has a lot going on. I keep seeing a lot of TikToks and stuff like that. And just from like the two episodes that I've seen, um, I would say that they are right because they're saying that she is very much weaponizing her motherhood
Yeah,
into like
100%.
forcing people to fuck with her. Um, and
Okay, to a degree, but Jeremiah also doesn't have to. It may, I think maybe in his mind, he thinks this will make me look like a bad guy if I say I don't want to
yeah,
fuck with her because she has a
yeah,
kid. But
he's at a moral conundrum with that.
at this point, you don't even have to. She's crazy. Get away from her. You can see on his face he doesn't want to be with her anymore. He's like, I gotta get away from this girl, but I don't think he
Yeah.
knows how to.
hmm
I think we've all
Um,
been in a situation like that where you're like,
I th
damn,
I
I don't
think
want
we
to hurt this
need
person's feeling,
I
but
think we need more bombshells so this nigga could be like, get me out of here. I'm so like, please cuddle with me, please, please. I cannot take
well,
her, bro.
I don't know. He kind of he might be stuck. He might be stuck, bro.
Well, my thing is
I
that like
I feel like if
people's
he leaves, she might kill him, low key,
yeah,
on
but
some
like
horror
people
movie
are
shit.
saying that she is weaponizing her motherhood and and putting him in hit the mic, putting him in that like kind of moral conundrum. But like also people are just saying that he's just in it for the money, so he's gonna like kind of like fake it till he makes it until he like wins the money and then just leave her. And I also
Bro, that's
think
like
I also feel like that's worse than saying you don't want to fuck with a single mother, in my opinion. So I think he
yeah.
needs to figure that shit the fuck out. Um,
I mean, a lot of the time that's the case though. I think last season, which is such an anomaly that all the couples are still like the main couples are still together after all this time. Usually they don't
yeah.
even last as long. It's very rare
Hold on.
where the
I got the app open right now, just so we could look at the contestants. I'm not gonna talk about the niggas because
oh no, I got some stuff to say about Ace.
not because I don't. The only thing I have to say about the niggas is that a lot of them have terrible tattoos. That is
Nah,
it. They
I
have
want to talk about Ace.
go ahead because
Let
I
me
don't
tell
have
you
much to say
something.
about these niggas.
That man is a straight up menace. I don't know what he's doing, but like with the new girl Amaya, and he's like, "Yo, I don't like being touched or being called babe." And he's making this whole thing, and then like Amaya just being like, Amaya think the show is Bad Girls Club, but yeah, dog, just the way Ace is moving, he's been like antagonizing Jeremiah since the start. He's pretty much been like cucking Austin on the last two episodes I've watched. With Shelly, it's very it's pretty funny because Austin's going through it, bro.
Oh shit, should we be doing a spoiler warning or
Bro, by the
is
time
it
this
like
come
weeks
out,
old?
I don't know. Uh, nah, because I don't think you can do a spoiler warning with like Love Island because it comes on every day. By the time this comes out, it'll be
Okay,
what we're talking about gonna be dated low key in the first anyway. You know what I mean? Like, but
I
yeah, I
just
guess if
wanted
you
to
want to
be
do a spoiler
sensitive
warning,
to the folks.
fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I don't
not
know.
ahead at all. Like everything that I'm going to be talking about is just like my first impressions. I'm not
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
haven't really seen most of the like the scathing like stuff. So the girls uh Bella Dash A.
Bell Dasha, as TikTok calls her.
That makes her name sound better.
Bell Dash
Um
is fire.
it is crazy that she was just like I am super like religious woman. And then when it
Crazy.
came into the baseball themed game, she
She had to
was
lock in.
tonguing everyone down, and I was just like, "What? Like to get me like, is your faith
Production pulled her
off?"
to the production pulled her to the sides that you better get to kissing right now if you want to stay on this show.
And then did she gets kicked off that episode?
Well, you took too long. Yeah, I don't know what people were. I don't know people were upset with like fans were upset about old boy leaving. They're like, bro, like she wasn't even trying, bro. You know what show you're on.
Yeah,
No.
it's Christian Mingle time.
She seemed nice. I mean, she seemed cool. I didn't know it, but like, come on, you're on
Uh,
Love Island, buddy. Yeah,
Olandra,
Alondra. I don't know how to say her name. She's kind of just been like.
she cool with me. Haitians rise. I'm rooting for her, but I don't.
I thought Shelly was the Asian one.
I have. Well, let's check again. No, this bitch is from. Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry, I forgot who's who. They both have
I
like the
mean,
same hair in this
they both
photo.
look good, but I don't know. Alondra, I don't have much thoughts on her
No.
so far. She's been kind of like
Oh, okay. I
just
mean,
there.
it is what it is. But yeah, Shelly, Haitian Queen, do your thing. Whichever one's the Haitian one, I'm fucking with you. Uh, the mother, you scaring me.
What is a scary woman?
Sierra, probably the baddest bitch in the house. Well wishes to her. I hope everything works out.
She seems cool too. So far I'm rocking with her.
Amaya, I have
She,
nothing on her and Hannah. I have no idea. I have no
she
thoughts.
Amaya, since you haven't probably watched the most recent episodes, I'll say this much. I think she thinks she thinks the show is Bad Girls Club low key. She's very confrontational. And but like also like when she confronts people, she cuts them off a lot.
Mm,
She does it to multiple people.
she
She
not
just
trying
like
to hear that shit.
yeah, she just like talks over them and just like wants to argue. And like
She
there
from New
there
York.
is she?
Yeah.
That might be it. There's arguments on Love Island, obviously, but like there's it's a little more like what's the best way to describe it? It's like a little more mature. I don't know how to explain it. I guess not really mature is the best word, but it's just like it's not like you may see like fist flying and hair pulling and shit. You know what I mean? Or just like yelling, like straight up yelling. That rarely happens on Love Island, but I feel like that's like what Amaya's looking for sometimes. I don't know. Um, she's interesting, but yeah, that's all I got for Amaya right now.
hmm Okay. Yep. That's it for Love Island. I can't say that I'm like really invested because I find the show to be like this is like my first time like watching like multiple episodes and not just like clips and stuff like that. The
Yeah,
show confuses me a little bit.
explain.
Um, so the episode where they were doing like the baseball like quote unquote challenge,
Yeah,
they didn't really explain what the challenge was.
it doesn't really matter.
That's the part that confuses me. And
It
then
doesn't matter.
and then because you know I the type of like reality shows that I watch, there's like a lot of confrontation. There's a lot of like,
Yeah,
backstabbing, shady talk or whatever. But like I was expecting it to, cause like like I watch a challenge and I watch baddies or whatever. So like when there's the challenge, there is like people's thoughts and everybody else's thoughts while they're watching the challenge and stuff like that, and they're like more or less like kind of negative about it. Um,
yeah,
but it's like you have your eye, you have your eye on person,
yeah.
right? Like you have the person that you are sleeping in the same bed with on that show, which I'm gonna get to the
You're a
sleeping
couple.
arrangement as well. Yeah, your
Yeah,
couple, right? And then you see him at first base, and then you see girl go to first base and tongue that nigga down, and then you're just there clapping. She fucking with your prize. Like I'm
but that's the part of the game. Like you go into the challenges knowing you're going to be kissing each other. Like that's just kind of what the game is, regardless of who your couple is. You're going to go in there unless y'all like fully committed, like y'all locked in.
is
More
that
than
not
likely,
but my
that's just
confusion
the
is
show,
like
bro.
oh my God, that is so fucking confusing. And then
That's just the
it's just
show.
like, people that had their man, basically the person that they want the most at home base,
Yeah,
they do the thing, go kiss a nigga, but your home base guy is seeing you kiss three niggas on his way to you.
that's Love Island, baby.
You
It's
know,
just it's just the spirit of the game. It's just kind of like when you go into the challenges, you're expected to like, okay, I know what this is. It's nothing serious. It's just a kiss. You know what I mean?
like
Unless it, except when it is something serious, and
I I
and then it's
I
different.
I would not say that I am territorial, man, but if I see the person that I am trying to lock down getting tongued by another, or tonguing down another motherfucker, then coming home to me, I'm going to be tight.
And that
But no,
happens too. I'm not saying that
but
doesn't
nobody,
happen.
but at the in during that challenge, there wasn't a confessional just being like, I ain't really, she going a little too crazy for me, like
Well,
there's not a
if you watch the most recent episodes, that does happen. So I'm gonna give you
yeah,
the heads up
it
now.
it it seems like more of that like drama stuff happens on like the island part.
So
Um,
you want the confessional during the challenge?
well, like I want to see people's like real like thoughts on the matter. Like I don't want to see people being mad, or upset or whatever when they're doing a challenge or whatever, and then the game just goes on as normal. Like you, why are you all cheering and clapping in the fucking confessionals, and then you get to the island and then you have a problem with it? What happened to our confessional gangsters? I thought confessionals is when you confess and how you really feel.
Okay, I don't know exactly what you're speaking on in this situation because I don't really remember the baseball challenge that much. But the most recent challenge, I think your prayers will be fulfilled on kind of
Okay, I'm
people reacting to something that happens on the challenge. The next challenge that they had is a lot more scandalous, and it shows people's true colors. I'll say that
okay.
much.
I think like my like thoughts kind of lie is that I thought more people would be more kind of territorial about like the person that they chose.
Yeah, it's not Love
Um,
Island.
yeah, that seems to very much be the
Not
case. Because like
not this early.
yeah, well, to me, sorry, man, this show it's legitimately like my first time like
Yeah, no, I get it.
seeing more in clips, but like y'all like day three, they're already tonguing each other, going to bed and all sorts of shit like that. And then
Yeah,
you telling me that like I find Love Island to be like if you are somebody that falls for proximity attraction, you are basically a love bomb because you are attached to the hip to the motherfucker in that
yeah,
space. So that's where it like gets weird to me that like you say that it's so early, but 3 days sleeping in the same bed, kissing before going to bed, waking up, eating breakfast, dinner, like
yeah.
constantly absorbed, this person is constantly in my fucking space, which I also find it weird is like, how are you supposed to get around and to know other people
You
unless you
gotta
really not fucking with the person that you're like talking to at the moment?
See,
Like,
okay, so I think there's a sort of a social contract with this show. I feel like where people just like people are going to get pulled for a chat, and you just kind of
yes,
have to deal with that. And
people are,
but you're also showing your card when you pull people for a chat, like, hey, what's up with that? You know what I mean?
and then everybody can see it.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
I I I get that's the point, but it just confuses me just a little bit. Also, the sleeping in the same bed, fine, right?
Yeah.
Sleeping in the same bed with the person that I chose in a row of beds with everybody else, kind of nuts. Spread that shit out a little bit. I think
Nah.
that is so crazy. I think it's one, I think it's crazy that they have like five beds lined up and then there's like a couple of each bed. I think that's just kind of crazy. And then also, I think it's just kind of lazy. They probably don't even want to pan around the cameras to different units
Uh,
and shit like
they
that.
got
But
they got the static surveillance camera. That's all.
but I think that is supposed to be the purpose of Casa Amor.
Yeah. To me, the show doesn't really like pop. It pop. It's like it's still good, but once Casa Amor happens, that's when the show is like okay. Once Casa Amor and the movie night
That's
happens, that's when the real shit start pop up.
that's what I heard as well.
Yeah, once
Uh
Casa Amor and movie night, like really, that's when shit.
okay.
That's when real emotions will be shown. People's true
Okay.
colors, especially movie night. Oh my god, movie night is a mess.
Okay. I don't remember what episode I'm on, but I will be using your Peacock to catch up and see what the fuck is going on from time to time.
Yeah, lock in.
Um, it is very it's a confusing show to me for the most part.
You'll get it.
Um, I think
I believe it.
I I understand. I think my confusion is just like how new this is to me for the most part.
Yeah, for
And then
sure.
I didn't watch like the first and second episode or any other season, so I didn't know the rules in terms of the game. So like I came in at like
It it's
episode
not
four.
it's not like full on explaining. You just kind of just have to like go with the
Get a
vibe
feel
of the
for
show.
it.
And you can understand.
Okay,
But like I forget that I'm like a Love Island veteran at this point. I've been watching for like 5 years, so
that's
like
crazy.
I get the show.
Okay.
I
Um, I would
yeah,
say
go ahead.
I will say I am entertained for the most part.
It's
Um,
good.
and then I think I'll be more entertained once that drama aspect of everything comes together.
You know what the
Um,
crazy part is though? Like out of
what's
all
up?
of everything. So this is like a UK show initially, right? And the
Hmm.
UK version has always been the superior version for a while until like 2 seasons ago. All of a sudden, USA, I don't know what USA production did. They're like, fuck, we want to flip this whole game. Now the USA one way more. It feels like it's more popular than the UK one. And the UK one was like, I guess it was like massive over on the island over there, over in England. But like now, yeah, I think USA got it. I think USA is more diverse.
I mean, the US version probably got better bitches.
You know what's crazy about the UK version all of a sudden? Like it wasn't always like this. I think UK has some great looking women, because like a lot of the especially like the women of color, because obviously like the people like women in England, they're usually like descendants from like African countries and stuff. They usually got, so usually kind of that situation. But like now the new
African
women they
goddess.
got, yeah, they got a different look, a great look. But it's just like now these new girls they got, they all got like these crazy looking lip fillers and like
Mm,
and then there's only then with the UK, it's only like it'll be like one token black girl and
I think
maybe
I'm
like
looking
a
at her
mixed
right
race
now.
girl and
It's kind of
possibly
fun.
like an Asian girl, which is also crazy because there's mad Asian people in England, like of different Asian descents, like or like Indian. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah, Southeast Asia.
yeah, so it's like USA was like fuck that, we about to get the first group of girls, none of them were like fully white except I think maybe one. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy for a reality
So,
show of anything.
so I will say though, the women, like they are extremely diverse, I would say,
Yeah,
like skin wise or whatever. But the niggas, they're all just light skinned. Even the white dudes are just, one
they're
shade away
tan.
from being like light skinned. Like these are all just light skinned dudes with bad tattoos.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I'm not the best judge of men, but
I
I don't
mean,
think this is the best.
it's not.
They're the best crop of dudes they've ever had. I'll say that much.
I,
And I think the
I,
women fans they also said the same thing. A lot of the men are they ain't really hitting like that.
I
Even
think
the even the foreign guy with the accent that they usually bring in, he ain't even hitting for real like that.
I mean, you just look at them and it's just like you're all the fucking same. You're all light-skinned dudes with bad tattoos. And I think they
Yeah.
most of them got tapers. Hold
What's
on.
his name? Old boy with the dreads and the cowboy. What's his name?
Oh, Taylor. Yeah, he a
that
light-skinned nigga with bad tattoos. But yeah, everybody else has t tapers except Nick and Charlie.
I like Nick.
I mean, I
I'm
guess that's
rocking.
like
I'm rocking.
I guess that's like half the cast just has like
I'm
tapers.
rocking with Nick.
Yeah. Um yeah, it's just all light-skinned dudes, which is like whatever. Um there's not much skin diversity there. Um but yeah, other stuff that has been watched. I saw The Ballerina yesterday, which is one of the John Wick movie spin-offs.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Heat Rock loved it. Them niggas don't miss, except when it's the Continental. Um, I did not. It's a John Wick movie, so I was ready to see what they were gonna do. Expectations very high. I was waiting to see what this movie gimmick of violence was going to be. Um, I honestly forgot about the Peacock limited series, the Continental show. Um, it's bad, so that's why it's bad, and it honestly adds nothing to the grand scheme of everything, honestly. Um, so yeah, I went in. It was man, that shit was great. I want to see that shit again. Um,
I only
but
see the first John Wick, so I don't know anything about anything.
I mean, even if you don't, it's an action movie, so it is what it is. You want to see people get shot, swords, and all sorts of kung fu shit or whatever? Yeah, then go ahead. Like even what is it? Still to this day I remember my first time watching the first John Wick. Like I was in this weird phase where I was just like, we have cable. What's on TV? Like I'm not paying for this shit for no
That
fucking
ass.
reason. And then I stumbled. I forgot what I was watching before it, but I was like flipping channels and it went to TNT, and then midway through one of the gun scenes, I was just like, "Hey man, this shit tough." And I was like, "What was this? John Wick?" All right, man, I gotta watch this shit from the start. I found a streaming service, watched it from the start, and I was like, "Whew, this shit hard." And then I was just like, "Oh shit, there's a second one." Oh shit, I watched the second one. That shit was amazing. And then like I think it would be like a few months later, um, three would be available. So like it's cool shit. That is my movie franchise. I want to say more, but it just came out. But I highly recommend if you like the John Wick movies, go see The Ballerina. It is nothing like the Continental. If you even remember the Continental enough for it to leave a bad taste in your mouth, it was really really cool. And then I got tickets to Superman, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
Hey, damn, should I pre-order?
I mean, shit, if you can.
Damn, I think I might have to. I don't know because I kind of want to see it in IMAX for sure.
Mhm.
I'll take the 45-minute drive to the IMAX. I'll do it. But yeah, I don't know because when I went to go see Thunderbolts, I know Thunderbolts is the most popular thing in the world, but I figured there'd be more people at the IMAX, and there really wasn't. So, and that was like opening weekend, so I might be all right. I don't know. But I definitely want to see a couple. I want to see Fantastic Four in IMAX. I want to see F1 in IMAX.
Yeah,
F1 I'm probably most
F1
excited for. I'm really
F1
excited
will
for
be
that.
seen.
I
I
need
don't
to
know
have
what
the
to
big
expect.
screen. If it made, I believe it's made by the same people who made Top Gun Maverick, and if that's the case, Top Gun Maverick exceeded every expectation I had of the movie. Especially 'cause I
Okay.
never seen I saw the original one when I was like really young, but so like Maverick, I was like, oh, this is cool, and then all of a sudden that lasts like hours. They went crazy. So
Okay,
I'm assuming F1 would be pretty similar. So I'm very much looking forward to F1.
okay, because they played the preview of it during the ballerina, and it was just like, racing cars, and then there's
Yeah.
sex and crashing. I'm just like,
So
what the
I
fuck
need,
this
baby.
shit? I was like, what the fuck this shit about to be? I'll be there though. Um,
As soon as I saw Brad Pitt and old boy from Snowfall, I was like,
Snowfall.
yeah, they got me. I'll see it.
I forgot what his name is.
Damn City Idris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, yeah, Fantastic Four and the Superman. I want to see all those in that in uh IMAX if possible.
mhm. Um, Gaming related news because there was Summer Games Fest and there was the Xbox Showcase. Did you see any of them?
I'm not watching the Xbox showcase because I don't have an Xbox. I didn't see anything.
Well, you can watch the Xbox Showcase because most of the games gonna be on PlayStation anyway.
I figured.
Um, if I tweeted it for Summer's Games Fest, Resident Evil is cool. I believe like Capcom like announced like three things that was there. It was like Onimusha. I'm forgetting a second thing, and Resident Evil 9 wasn't enough to save that showcase. That shit gets a big fat F. Probably one of the worst showcases I've seen in a very long time. I hate Summer Games Fest. I think Summer Games Fest is like really
I
really
never
bad.
heard of that.
It makes me miss E3 a lot. Um
I like E3.
yeah, well, Summer Games Fest is supposed to be the thing that, that took over E3. Like I don't think anybody would say that it's not true if I were to say that Summer Games Fest killed E3. Um, that and then also um, larger development studios kind of just showing stuff on their own time. But like Xbox will always be there, Nintendo would like still always be there, Ubisoft would always be there, Devolver will always be there. But Summer Games Fest, big fat F. I thought a lot of those games that I saw were mediocre, uninteresting, very samey as well. I know the word like blah slop gets
I'm tired
is
of that
thrown.
word.
I know it gets thrown around a lot, but I was seeing a lot of helmet slop, just a lot of knight slop, nigga with sword slop. Um, and it reminds me of that year of Summer Games Fest when everybody had a space game. Like the same year where I believe I said this last episode, honestly, but when you see I think when you see like the first time you saw gameplay of Starfield, Callisto Protocol was also announced. There was like two other space games that I forgot. And I just remembered what the Capcom game was. It was like Pragmata, which looks cool, but I honestly I would like to see more. But no, Summer Game Fest, very, very bad, very, very garbage. Don't, I did not like anything that I saw for real. Um, I was expecting more from Outer Worlds 2, and they showed me nothing. And I think I'm willing to just say like maybe Obsidian ain't got it no more. Um,
Mm.
I know that like it used to be the thing where it's just like, oh, but like Bethesda absolutely did fuck them over for Fallout New Vegas. Um, but neither company has made anything as good as that since. And when people were just like, "Oh man, they're dropping their new like, action RPG, this might be the Fallout, the New Vegas vibes." They were even talking about New Vegas when they were showing off like the second game. And I played Outer Worlds 1 and I did not think that game measured half as much as New Vegas because all the cool shit leaves the tutorial. Um, During their little like hands-on shit, I was sorely disappointed. And the only thing that I've seen people talk about that's come away out of this whole thing was there's like this so there's like the system of like hindrance and like flaws or whatever. So like based on more things you do, you might get a buff or like a flaw for it. Um you can there's a thing where you can if like you're sneaking a lot, you'll get like proficient in sneak, but if you stand, your knees will pop and alert the enemy. And I was just like,
I did see that.
I don't care.
That's
I
such
I
that's such corny millennial humor. That's why people get make fun of us, bro.
Yeah, like what I'm going to need you niggas to do is tell me that the game is not going to immediately come to a fucking halt in the final act, and then the finale is going to be a fucking slideshow. That's what I need you guys to show me. All the cool shit that you're showing me right now, I need to see that not leave the tutorial planet. Like I people were telling me that the game was really, really good, and I left sorely disappointed. I played Fallout 4 more than I played Outer Worlds. And I don't even think Fallout 4 is even that good, but it's way more fun than fucking what Outer Worlds was. So I'm very disappointed by that. The Xbox handheld, the Ally X, just get a Steam Deck, y'all. What the fuck are y'all doing? Like, just get a fucking Steam Deck. Like people, I see a lot of TikTok videos where niggas are really excited, being like, "Oh my God, you get all your Xbox games and it comes with the Steam library." My nigga, you could play Xbox games on Steam right now. You will be a-okay with just getting a fucking Steam Deck. I think that Valve needs to release a new Steam Deck that is way more powerful than a lot of shit on the market and then just shut this shit down. Cause I'm seeing way too many niggas gas up the Switch 2, and I'm seeing way too many niggas gas it up this Ally X when the Steam Deck is probably the only like valid handheld console. Yeah. Very confusing to
Hmm.
me. Um
I think people are going to be hyped for Nintendo regardless of whatever, just because it's Nintendo,
Yeah,
which is
that's niggas.
fine.
That's no, that's not fine. That's niggas' problems. Y'all spending $500 on mediocrity. I need y'all to stand up. Um, yeah,
Nintendo, baby.
there's not a lot of stuff that I like. When I was talking about the state of play, I was very excited about what I saw. Um, this week, I could probably say the only thing that I would be like slightly excited for, but like I'm in zero rush to play it, would be Grounded 2, which is um the Honey I Shrunk the Kids like Minecraft type game. I played it on Game Pass with some friends and it was very fun, but I don't think we need a part two. I think we should just build upon what we already have. Um,
Where's the money in that?
yeah, that's the thing. There's not love here. There's greed, because I brought this up to somebody else and I brought somebody else and I said we don't have a Minecraft 2 for a reason, you know? Because niggas really in that shit for the love of the game. This is greed. Um, Grounded One could have just like gotten a over like DLC, just do like a graphical overhaul and then expanding the backyard. Maybe the fucking fence falls or some shit, and then you get like a new game plus mode or whatever. I don't think we need a Grounded 2. Um, but it is what it is. If it's ever on sale or if I ever feel like my friends ever want to play that and feel like just cop it on Game Pass, I will. But nah. uh I'm not, it's whatever to me, but that is gaming. Um if you watch the Summer Games Fest on Twitch, you got a free code to play Soulframe, which is Warframe's the Warframe devs, Digital Extreme. It's like their new like IP thing.
Mhm.
I played probably 2 minutes of it before I went to go watch Dynamite. That shit look good. That shit look really, really good. So if anybody's on Twitch and you know you have a PC, I would say check it out. It's like an alpha right now. It looks pretty fucking
Mhm.
good for an alpha. Um I I'll probably try to play more later this week. I can't play tomorrow, but I'll try that. And then I'm excited because Warframe announced their new June update to be June 25th, Io Weaver, and I'm very excited for that. Can't wait. And then the last thing in gaming is Rob in our Discord mentioned Final Fantasy 14. I have not looked at Final Fantasy 14 since the last time I talked about Final Fantasy 14 on this podcast. There is no new content. There's no reason for me to renew my subscription. Um, Even the chat with like the friends that I play Final Fantasy with, let me see. We have like a thread for it. I can't remember the last legitimate update when we were all like actively talking about it.
Mm.
Um, it's literally just links to memes and shit like that. Let's see. Yeah, I probably haven't played since like last September. Them niggas need to do something soon. Why did I link that in here? Oh, sorry, I'm scrolling up and I was like, what is that doing here? Uh, that's it.
Yo, you ever like follow a single mom on Instagram and you just see their kid, you know that kid bad as hell? Like he didn't look bad. Like you know he did get into shit.
Let's get in these trenches, man.
Oh shit.
That's how you know Quan didn't give a shit about what I said. This nigga looking at the
No,
single
I'm
mom on
listening.
Instagram like, the fuck
I
wrong with
was
that child,
I was
man?
listening, but I
That
just saw
child,
this. I followed this girl and her kid looked bad as hell.
child give bad vibes. This nigga's
Oh my
insane.
gosh.
Um,
Whew.
NXT is interested in Mike Santana, and how couldn't you be if you saw last week's match?
You look
Um,
good.
yeah, that is somebody that you can absolutely invest in. Um,
Allegedly, they tried to get him before he went to TNA. They
yeah,
were looking at him.
I
I
believe
guess
because I
maybe the
believe
money
that
wasn't right.
no, I believe they wanted both of them. Like they wanted the
Oh,
tag team.
oh
Um,
okay.
and then it was just like, okay, they have their falling out and they split and they're just like, oh, okay, well, you know, let's get Motor City Machine Guns instead. But after
I
that
mean, he
match
put the
last
work
week,
in.
yeah, he put the work in
Yeah,
for sure. Um, yeah, after that match on NXT, absolutely let's get it cracking. Like he is somebody that I could see beating Trick easily. I mean, beating Oba easily. Like a no-brainer shoe in for that. But even if they just want to have a small stint in NXT and then go up to the main roster because they've been doing that with a lot of niggas, um,
well,
I'm
they
cool with
probably
that
should.
too. Um, that you SmackDown needs something. You feel me? Um,
They gotta get that title off the scene. That's what they need to do. If we want to be real,
yeah. Um, that and then just like, well, I guess that since Jacob Fatu is like gonna be turning babyface now, so it's gonna create a little different dynamic, but
yeah.
more cool mid carders would be really nice. Not that he's like relegated to that, but I think he would be a great addition to the mid card. Um,
Who Mike Santana?
yes, the
Yeah,
SmackDown mid card. So I think that's somebody that'll be cool to have around. Like him versus Drew McIntyre would be really cool. Him teaming with Damian Priest would be really fucking cool. Um,
Drew should probably win the title. I think at this point, I don't think he should be mid card anything. He should probably win a title. I don't care which one.
I do agree with that, but I'm just talking about the current circumstances that we are
Uh,
at currently. Um, but no,
well, we don't know how much longer Mike Santana has on his TNA contract. I know he just finished
yeah.
up with House of Glory. He put out like a tweet. He was like, "Thank you for everything." He lost the
Hmm.
title. So I don't know what that means in particular.
Hmm.
Because as far as I know, if you work TNA, you can work Indies as well. So maybe there's something lined up. I
Hmm.
don't know, but or maybe just done with House of Glory. I'd rather just work TNA and NXT going forward. But we'll see. I think that'd be a good addition to NXT. If anything, I thought he was a standout. The promo was really good. He looks
Hmm.
great. He lost a lot of weight. He's pretty shredded, honestly. I know he gave up alcohol maybe a year or two ago.
Hmm.
I believe he is a alcoholic, or I guess I don't know the right terminology. I guess you're always alcoholic regardless of. He's clean now. Put it that way. He's good. He ain't drinking, and
Yeah. He getting
so yeah,
bloated off them
yeah,
Coronas.
yeah. Oh, the corona. So
Nah, I drink them
yeah,
shits. I be feeling my stomach be hurting, boy.
but so yeah, so I think that'd be great, man. He'd be like I said last week. He bet on himself, and I wasn't sure if it was gonna work out for him, but I mean, he proved me wrong. So
Hmm.
if my
Uh,
opinion matters for anything
yeah.
with Smith's career.
I thought I think that would be a good get, honestly. Hold on, I'm about to yawn. Okay. And then the next thing is Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. I feel like we should be talking about Worlds Collide anyway. Um,
Yeah,
because it was mostly NXT folks. So let me pull that back up.
but no real crazy like advancement. I felt like anything. It wasn't
Oh
anything
yeah.
major.
It was mainly like NXT people on it, but like nothing revolving around the show.
Yeah, it
Um,
was just guys were there.
all right.
Um,
So live in Inglewood,
the Kia,
California,
Kia
the
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 Kia.
key, the Kia Forum. So what's crazy is that like they did this at the Kia Forum, and then they had Money in the Bank into Intuit Dome, and then Nike had a Doechii concert at SoFi.
LA was
Uh,
jumping. That don't even include
yeah,
all the stuff that was going on outside those damn buildings.
yeah. So like in this like very like I think it's very crazy to have like three separate like three arenas like so close to each other. Um, but yeah, we get into that. And then there's like the shit happening around the city, truly the duality of everything. Um,
What
but
Dochi pointed out at the BET Awards. I appreciate
yeah,
that speech. It was nice.
yeah, more people need to be speaking up. Um, so first match, we got Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana defeating the LWO, Dragon Lead, Cruz del Toro, and Lince Dorado. This match was cool. It was fun. I liked it. Um, Mr. Iguana, super, super fucking over.
That boy is
And
fucking over. Like I mean, we all saw that coming.
yeah,
I
and
saw one picture of him. I said, yeah, nah,
no
he's out of
matter,
here.
hey man, people could talk about work rate, all this sort of shit, but you see a nigga with a puppet, the nigga's gonna go up. You feel me? Um,
Work for McFoley.
yeah, he was really cool in the match. I thought this match was really good. Very, it's just all fun shit.
Shout out to
Um,
my boy Cruz del Toro. I kept
mhm.
telling y'all niggas. I've been saying Raul Mendoza's name for about
You you honestly have been.
damn near like 10 years. I don't know how long he's been signed to this company, but I've been praising his name for a long time. He showed out. He's like, look, this might be my only chance to get to do anything. Let me lock in.
Nigga said we here. Um, that match was really cool.
Yeah, no,
Stephanie
fun time.
Vacquier, Lola Vice, versus Cheek Tormenta and Dallas.
Yo, what's Meals called them? What do you call them? He call old bitches.
Yeah, he called them the old bitches. I thought that was a little rude. Um, but
They weren't very impressive. I'll be honest. I didn't.
they really weren't. But just from before we actually talk about commentary, Conan's commentary with Corey Graves was just like, you know, you have your mentor that takes you in when you join the company, and then eventually, once you're finished and you're done being under their tutelage, they do the honors for you. Um, and just take the pin for him. And I think like Stephanie Vaquer has just been moving so much that they never really got to kind of like do that ceremony or do that rite of passage for her. And then also she had to do Money in the Bank hours later. So as soon as she tagged in the match and the match was over in the next 2 minutes. Um,
Yeah.
so not really much to this match besides that I think Lola Vice looked great in there with veterans. I think honestly they probably should send her out on a little excursion thing if she's not after they do the fatal four way thing that we're going to talk about later on the show. If she doesn't like qualify or if she doesn't end up winning the NXT women's title, like why not send her over there? I feel like she could probably you know learn and grow over there.
I just don't know what our country relations with Mexico is gonna be. I just feel like should we be sending people over there? They might not be able to come back.
Hey
Lord knows
man,
what happened next week or the week
stick.
after.
You see, you're forgetting about a crucial thing. Is
They
that
got Trump. They got Trump in pocket. They say, "Hey,
yeah
well, say we're gonna hit the line like, hey, dog,
yeah.
hey, you might be right. I don't know. Yeah. Speaking of commentary, you brought that up earlier. Um, Corey Graves, but talk about a carry job. That was one of his best performances ever. Because Conan, can I say something?
That nigga was just saying shit, but what are you
Can I
gonna
say
say?
something? No,
Please.
that's what he kept saying. Can I say
Uh,
something? And then he
oh
would say
yeah.
something. One of my favorite parts of the match, he was just like, he was talking about like somebody grandpa dying. He like so and so
Yeah.
grandpa died. And Corey like, hold on.
The funny thing to me,
Uh,
it happened in the Fatal Four Way where he was talking about Ray Phoenix, and he was just like, "Yeah, Ray Phoenix. When he was a little kid, he wanted to see Ray Mysterio, but he got there too late, and he started crying like a little bitch." And then I said, "Hey man, come with me. We're gonna see Ray Mysterio," and he was so happy. I was just like,
why you
honestly,
put him on blast like that? That's
one.
like,
Why you put him on blast like that. And then two,
yeah,
that is probably the most ad-libbed luchador childhood story I've ever fucking heard.
you don't believe it.
This wrestler wanted to see blah, but unfortunate circumstance happened, but they got to see them. Like,
That that situation. Like that's like when you like bring your girl to the family reunion and then you see your uncle and he tells an embarrassing story about you in front of your girl and shit or some shit like
yeah,
that. That's what it's like. Like
that definitely the vibe. Um, but nah, I thought commentary was hilarious, but I thought Corey Graves was like in true rare form
he
there.
had to. He had
Yeah,
no
he
choice.
really had to. Sometimes I wish it was a three-man booth, but I appreciate Corey being play-by-play here because Conan was doing terrible color. Well, not terrible color, but he was doing funny colors. Coloring outside of the lines.
I thought he was pretty bad. I'll be honest with you. I would have enjoyed maybe a Mike Tenay on the booth as well. I know he was
He
rumored at one point to be a part of it.
he was so like it was like so bad it just made me laugh. You feel me?
I
Um,
will say he did make me laugh with the why did they stop? That was pretty funny. Because you know what? Good point.
yes.
Why did they stop?
Why did they stop was funny. And you
That was
know
funny.
what? And let's talk about that spot real quick.
Lola.
Lola's arch was crazy. Stephanie Vacker was very stiff. Lola was throwing ass.
That shit was moving, dog.
Vacker was
Like,
doing Vacker was
devil's
doing the
kiss.
devil's kiss. Lola was just twerking on somebody's head, bro.
She was doing a devil's hump. That was, I don't know. That was crazy.
uh, that was funny. Why they stopped was very really funny. But next match, Elgato Elgato del Fantasma versus Son of Dr. Wagner Jr., which is such a funny name.
After
Um,
that account pointed that out, I was like, you know what? That is a ridiculous
yeah,
name.
I believe that was a local Soundwave where he was just like
Yeah.
the nigga Dave. Well, he didn't say that, but he said
You're
his
like the
name is
son of
the son of Dr. Wagner Jr.'s son, and it was just like, yeah, this name is pretty fucking
yeah,
stupid.
it's ridiculous.
Um,
Just go by Dr. Wagner Jr.
the
the third,
third,
bro.
yeah,
Why did they do that?
that was so funny.
Lucha Libre, man.
Pagano and Psycho Clown. I like Psycho Clown. I think Psycho Clown's really, really cool. I'm not going to talk about when I saw that AAA show because I feel like I mention that show like every fucking time. Um, or like this is just like my legitimately my only experience with AAA wrestling. This match was good though. I do like Elgato Death Phantasma. So it was just nice to see them really get their shit in. Um, and it was fun. I thought it was great. It was a good 15-minute match. It's cool with me.
I didn't know Super Porky was Psycho Clown dad.
I have no idea who that is.
Super Porky, like this. I want to say he was in WWF for a minute. I do remember when they were doing their old back in the day AAA. He was like this fat guy.
Okay. Yeah, sorry folks. I'm not well versed in lucha libre. I It's just something that just kind of escaped me.
Also, side
I
note, I'm checking the time. I'm checking the timeline right now, and Mercedes Monet and Tony Storm were doing fake gay shit. I feel like
Yeah,
every Tony Storm feud has been just fake gay shit at this point.
well, for Tony Storm,
I
it's
know
real.
I know she is bisexual. I know Tony Storm is. Happy Pride, by the way. I know Tony Storm is bisexual, but as far as I know, I don't think Mercedes. You know what?
Yeah, stop that. Um,
You
I
know what? You got
think
it.
I think that just for the most part is that people are ignoring the fact that AEW's like queer representation is very male gazed. Because it's really only, excuse me, girl kissing girls, and there's nothing between men or any of their possibly binary non-binary folks on staff. So I think it's like weird. And then, well, like I think that like that part's not going to like not being discussed is weird. I don't care about the girls kissing girls part. I had my YouTube girls kissing phase already, so when I see it in wrestling, like it doesn't matter to me, but it means so much to everybody else. And it was just like this is probably the most acceptable gay behavior for mainstream media. Um, so I'm confused why AEW is getting so many flowers for it. Um, and a lot of people that were really upset that Mariah May wasn't going to be able, you know, we don't know what was going to happen, but that Mariah May can't do gay shit on NXT. And I was just like, I promise she's more than just kissing girls. That's all. Um, Ethan Page defeats everyone. Uh, Laredo Kid, Javon Evans, and Ray Phoenix in a fatal four-way for the NXT North American Championship. I like this a lot. I wish this got more time though.
I like the finish. The finish was cool.
Yeah.
Ethan Page, good healing. Great healing.
Somehow better healing than when he was NXT champion.
Yeah, I think he really found his way. I think him. I guess. I mean, we're skipping ahead a little, but Trick Williams, I think, it's also just really found his way as whatever this new character is. But yeah,
Hmm.
Ethan Page, man, he's big fan,
Yeah,
big fan of this guy.
he's doing
Very,
excellent heel work
very
at the
old school
moment.
heel. It almost reminds me a little bit of Triple H. Kind of how his
Uh,
matches are structured. Kind of just he kind of gets away with wins in a real sneaky way. Not necessarily always just cheating, just kind of gets like you're like, how the hell did he manage to get out of that? Like you don't
yeah.
see those kind of heels very often anymore. Like how the
Which
hell like
this nigga did 2K WWE 2K finish number 3.
they got the ring.
Yeah, and
Oh, they
that
finisher.
that shit gets me mad when it happens to me. So
You know what's a better actually. I think maybe I would compare him like Kurt Angle's first WWF title run. Like when he had that Armageddon in the Cell match. I remember as a
Mhm.
kid, I was just thinking like, how the hell is he supposed to get out of this match? It's Hell in a Cell with the Undertaker, Kane, Rock, Rikishi, Stone Cold, Triple H, and then he got out of it. I don't know how he did it. I was like, man, this guy,
Nuclear bomb match.
this guy, boy. Yeah, they were like, fuck it, let's throw him all in the cage, see what happens.
Hmm.
Overrated match, by the way. But yeah, no, I think Ethan Page is great. Javon, I mean, come on, man. At some point, you had to give Javon a title. I don't know what he can't keep losing title matches like this.
Hmm.
At some point, we had to give him something.
His time will come. Um, Vikingo defeats Chad Gable, and what is easily, easily without a shadow of a doubt, easy 5 stars from me. Um, Beasted, and it was only 22 minutes long.
Yeah, I like this match a lot more than I like the Viking Kenny match. That got a lot of praise. I just thought there's a little more psychology in this one, a little more selling for my preference. Not that I'm saying I didn't like the Viking Kenny match. I did, but it
Shit,
just was
I
I preferred this one. I thought the big spots made more sense. Yeah, I
hmm
just thought. I mean, Chad Gable can me and him could myself and Chad Gable could have a match right now and it'd probably be decent. And I'd never stepped in the ring. I'd probably get blown up in 30 seconds, but I think he could still carry me to a good match. So I had no doubt in my mind this match was going to be good.
Quan,
And you know,
you gonna do that leapfrog sequence?
he's choking,
Chad, go put that ankle lock on, transition it
tapping
to a
immediately.
to a headlock. Catch your breath, big brother. All right, you good? Hit that shit
All right,
again. Shoulder tackle.
off,
Ah.
off the ropes, leapfrog, shoulder tackle,
Yeah, he's a
hit the
hey man.
pin, kick out to you. I'm about to memorize that shit. Nah, yeah, but nah, I thought that was just hell of a match for a hell of a showcase for Vikingo to be for such a new audience for him. Um, as far as WWE fandom, I don't think a lot of them keep track of what's going on with AAA. And yeah, just thought, man, just a really good match. Chad Gable had a hell of a weekend, boy. I tell you.
hmm he did his thing this weekend. Yeah, the smash easy fiver. This shit was fantastic.
I went
And
4.5, but
oh, tripping. That shit was a fiver. That shit was amazing.
I might have to run it
Um,
back then because I was also it was like pretty late at night when I watched it. I ain't gonna lie, like it was late night.
Shit, it's up on YouTube, bruh. Um, I thought that was really good, and I do agree. Like, I like this way better than the Kenny match. I feel like this gave me a better, clear representation of
What
who
Viking goes
Viking,
about?
yeah, what he was. Because when he was on AEW, I feel like they just kind of just gave that match away, and then like that was it. Um, but this was really cool. Definitely good representation for AAA. Money in the
Yeah,
Bank. Oh.
I was just gonna say I would say that event was a success, and I think they should keep doing shows on YouTube if possible.
Yeah. When WWE initially, like when the news came out that, they bought AAA, people were just like, the only people that are excited about this are people that don't watch AAA, which I, half true. But they were just like, AAA's booking is fucking terrible. So I don't know what you niggas are
Yeah,
getting excited for, but I walked away like I thought that was really, really good shit. And then when I watched the fucking Luchadors earlier today, I was just like, this shit feels like a cheap imitation already. Um,
I still prefer the CML luchadors over the Triple H luchadors.
just from what I saw, and then I don't really watch the CMLL guys because they're mainly on Collision and stuff like that. But just what I seen on Dynamite tonight, I was just like, this shit feel like I'm in the ghetto, bruh. Cause who the fuck had the match tonight? It was Mystical or whatever.
Mystical,
What was the nigga name? Um.
Mystico.
Mystical? Yeah. Mystical versus Blake Christian. I was just like, nigga, we in the ghetto, bruh. Get this shit the fuck off my screen.
I think that had more to do with Blake Christian than first of all that match was weird because it was like I feel like Blake Christian got more offense than Mystico did,
Yeah, this shit was stupid and
and
random.
that's
I was
supposed
like,
to be your showcase match. I thought
yeah,
it was strange.
I was like, get this shit the fuck out of my face. And then the fucking six man, I was just like, this shit fucking sucks. Just to hurt Syndicate just beating the shit out of niggas again. Like, this is nothing. There's nothing of substance here.
Yeah.
Um, but Money in the Bank, the dreaded 5 match card. Um,
Well, initially it was four.
Yeah, and then Dominic Mysterio said, "Man, Underdog Jr., you's a bitch. I see you at Money in the Bank, ho." I said, "Fire, let's go." Um, I would love to see Dominic just do his like, just do a crazy heel run and AAA. That'd be really fun. And take Liv with you too. Um, no hate, just like that'd be fire. Don't go alone. Get that Morgan heat too. Um, Naomi wins Money in the
That was the right
Bank.
choice. I think everyone kind of predicted that. And I think that was the right choice.
Absolutely. Um, yeah, perfect choice there. Thought the match was very fun. Nothing too crazy. I feel like the men definitely went crazier, which is weird
Mm.
because it was just like none of you niggas is winning for real. Stop
You know what
that.
though? Look, I'm looking at it like this way, right? I'm looking at the women that were in the match, and I don't think any of them women you were really willing to like put at
No,
risk at this point. Like,
no,
think about it.
no,
Alexa
no
Bliss,
Chelsea Green.
Alexa Bliss ain't taking that bump. We know that from the jump. She barely take regular bumps. Roxanne
Hmm.
Perez, maybe. Naomi, she wasn't gonna do it. Stephanie, she already worked the match earlier that night. Julia, they wouldn't risk it. Rhea, you know they ain't risking it with Rhea. They had no,
Rhea would do it, but they ain't risking it.
they ain't let her do it. So my thing is just like, and then they got Evolution coming up soon. So they're just like, all right, look, don't go too crazy, girls. Y'all got it. There were no. This match needed, like you said, a Chelsea Green or like a Shotzi or somebody who's willing to take a crazy ass bump,
Hmm.
and yeah, it just didn't have that. I think people were kind of. So I understand people's disappointment and frustration with this one as far as just like no, there was no real crazy spot. I would say the most standout spot to me was the Devil's Kiss in the ladder. I thought that was a cool spot. That's like the only thing I
Hmm.
really remember to be honest.
It looks,
Um,
it looked so, it looked so silly, but I thought it was very
setting
funny.
it, the setup to it was very ridiculous.
Hmm.
But fuck it. I think ladder matches in general are ridiculous because, like, realistically, it shouldn't take you that long to climb a ladder. But
Hmm.
they're not here or there. But yeah, no, I thought it was fine. It was nothing amazing. It was a cool match.
Hmm. Um, Dominic defeats Octagon Jr.
Too short. It was
Yeah,
too
it's too
short.
short, but I think Dominic, like, he looks great when he wrestles like other luchadors.
Yeah,
Always.
which
So
is interesting because he didn't learn
he
to be a luchador. You know what I mean? Like,
well, like when when he trained with Rey Mysterio, like I get it, but
yeah, it
you
might
know
just
when
be genetic too. You know what I mean? Just like your dad, Rey Mysterio. You know what I mean? Like the
well
greatest
like
greatest luchador of all time.
the nigga trained in Mexico and he trained
Mm.
with his father, so like it makes sense. Like he's just like wrestling with his dad, but I feel like it gets weird when it was like in WWE because he joins in and then he's wrestling like all sorts of different archetypes of like bodies and shit like that, or like
But
different
Ray
types of
been in
wrestlers and
WWE
shit
so
like that.
long that I'd imagine he would have been learning that kind of style. I don't know. I mean, as far as the match goes, yeah, it was fine. I would just shoot short.
Yeah,
I would have liked it more if they got a few more minutes.
yeah, it was cool though. Becky Lynch defeated Lyra Valkyria. Um,
Real hoopers right there.
bitch. Um,
Real hooping.
but yeah, they was hooping for real. They can't miss. They have great chemistry with one another. I love Lyra. Bailey's back, so very interested to see where that story goes forward.
She was looking good on Monday.
Yeah,
Well, the all white outfit she had on.
and
Really?
Lyra was looking very confused about the whole thing, so I'm looking forward to see how the story goes. Shit, that'd be fun. I don't have much to say about that besides they were like really hooping. Um, Seth Rollins wins Money in the Bank.
I had no doubts about this.
Yeah, there were zero
I thought
doubts.
maybe Penta for a minute. Maybe they give it to Penta,
I mean,
but
Penta Gunter
they
would have been cool.
yeah, that would be cool. That would actually I'm sure they've wrestled each other before on some indie somewhere.
Yeah,
Penta used to wrestle everywhere, bro. Penta was a globe trotting boy.
I'm not gonna lie.
He
At
was his
some
little indie
point,
run.
he was about one of the best in the fucking world. Um,
Let me
I
see. I'm
thought
looking it up right now. I guarantee they wrestle each other. Where did they wrestle each other? Let's see.
I would probably say like either 2015, probably like 2015, 2017. Penta had like a case for being like at least top 10 in the world.
Yeah, he was hooping.
Him and Phoenix was hooping.
Okay,
Um,
I found one. Lucha Bros versus Timothy Thatcher and Walter at WXW. I was like, there's no way these people didn't cross paths before.
that shit was probably fucking heat rock.
It probably was too.
Um, but yeah, no doubts in the winner here. I thought this match was very fun. Um, the fucking interlude that happens when Seth Rollins' gang just pulls up, and then Solo's people pull up. Solo's like a fucking hilarious character, very funny. Um, and what is it? When I was watching Raw and then R-Truth came out, he was just like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be joking no more. I'm serious, man." Now, I just remembered what you said on the, I forget, it was either like last week's episode or like, actually, it was probably like last week's episode where it was just like, we don't have like any funny wrestlers anymore. And then, we re-signed
We
R-Truth
don't
and
have goofy wrestlers.
yeah,
I
we
would.
don't have goofy
We have
wrestlers.
funny wrestlers. There's no real goofy ones though.
Yeah, we want Truth works. Congrats to everybody that wanted that. And then now he's no longer going to be the R-Truth. That was goofy, silly, and like, really made, lighten the load on TV for the most part, or just lighten up the mood on TV. So I found it lame that they like brought him back and it was just like, I'm serious now. And it's just like, nigga, you mad old, bruh.
This is what people wanted, man.
Just have fucking fun, bro. Um, but yeah, Solo's a great little goofy character. I'm looking forward to see what happens on Friday between him and Jacob. Um, and then yeah, that's all my thoughts. I don't really remember any other story that went on in this match. I just remember people being really upset about the fireball ladder. What's really funny is that like when Seth Rollins goes up to retrieve it, you can't even see the fireball on the ladder or like the logos on the ladder.
I thought
So,
Fireball Ladder was a little ridiculous. I don't like that it went into the finish. I don't like that. I don't like ads going to the
well,
finish of the match. You know what I mean?
how else was he supposed to win the ladder match when the tallest ladder is decked out in the shit?
I know.
I
That's what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
I don't
I
think an
wish
I don't think an was in like factored into the match. You acted like fucking Fireball
it was
employees came in and started throwing
it
shit
was the
on niggas.
Fireball ladder that determined the win of the match. The win. You could have won the match with any ladder. You know what I mean? But it just happened to be the Fireball ladder. So just like, all right, it's kind of my argument before. Just like, at what point is this show
When
just one big
his
advertisement? You know what I mean?
when history looks back at this, is going to be Seth Rollins won the ladder
But
match,
I'm not talking
and
about the
then
history. I'm talking
that's
about what we're
it.
watching right now. I'm not talking about 20 years from now or 10 years from now or
No,
5 years
no
from now.
way you saw
I'm
Seth
talking
Rollins and
about
was just like, fuck that fireball ladder and not, oh, well, the obvious pick won.
I. That's not the point. The point is, like I said, at what point is just this show one big ad? There has to be a certain line. You know what I mean? Like it would be like,
I think it's definitely what you make it because I definitely did not give a shit that it was the fireball ladder.
but that's you. But I think there's a lot of fans who do feel a way about kind of like, okay, this is a lot of just ads on ads on ads. Everything. The table has an ad. The ladder has an ad. This has an ad. That has an ad.
Niggas,
This
niggas
match is
was
presented
so,
by this and that.
niggas was so mad about a little Slim Jim sticker on the fucking table. Hey man, if that makes niggas
It,
stop, if that stops niggas chanting "We want tables," then I'm all for it.
yeah, that would help, but I don't think it's going to. But you know what I mean? Just like even the turnbuckle, individual turnbuckle ad, man. Like, damn, bro. All right, we get like, damn, how much
Why?
money y'all need?
I,
It's just like it's become just like how
one
much is
one
this
big
is.
ad. I like. It's crazy that this only one big ad thing is only being implied to like WWE because I never see people complain about boxing having shit on the turnbuckles or
Well,
anything like
that's the difference.
that.
We're talking about fans of like the people online who complain about it. It's pretty much the only thing they watch is this. They don't really watch any other kind of sport. But I'm just saying that. But that's also the issue because for a long time, the perception of WWE. I actually had a conversation with Meals about this through text, and he was just like the perception of WWE has been it was a family owned business, and we didn't really do that. There was obviously like sponsor deals and shit, but it wasn't ads everywhere. And
Who
then
is
out of
still looking?
nowhere,
Who is still looking at the as a family-owned business?
I,
You know,
but you got to remember this is what people have been watching their whole lives. So for I've been watching WWE since I'll say 2000. I've been watching for 25 years. So that means for about 20 of those 25 years, which is what, four-fifths of the time,
No
there was
way,
no ads.
no way you're looking at WWE as like a still like a
It
family
was
owned
it
business
was a private, it
after
was a
like
private
2001 or some shit.
but it was still a privately owned company. You know what I mean? It was public, but you know what I mean? But it was still like it was still the McMahon's company. So I also think that's where the sentiment of like why would they want Vince back? They don't really want Vince back. They just want that kind of like what this company was prior to TKO kind of,
I
inputting their
I think the
this.
wanting I think the wanting to Vince back, there is no excuse for that besides pure just dumb
Well, that's just
ignorance.
people. That people engagement farming for the most part. But you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
like I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like
It's
I understand where people are coming from when it comes to kind of how they feel about what TKO is doing
it's definitely just one of the well, I see what you're
is
saying, but like
turning
this is
people off.
I see what you're saying, but
Not,
this is definitely one of those things where I'm just like step into the real world with me real quick because NASCARs are decked out in sponsorships and people don't give a shit. They just like see car go fast.
but also NASCAR has been doing that forever.
Like
But that's the other thing. This is still very fairly new to WWE watchers. So like that's kind of
okay, before we
NASCAR has
like
been putting ads on cars for as long as I can
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah. I, 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 I
Soccer has put ads in their jerseys for as long as I can remember,
I
at
get,
least
I
since the
get,
'80s.
I legitimately get what
WWE
you're
this has
saying.
started,
I legitimately get what you're saying, but two things is that just because it's new does not mean this is not something that you're used to. Like,
if this is the only wrestling you watch, then yeah, this is new. This is not you're not used to this. Now, if you were a nigga who watches AAA and they got 10,000 ads in their fucking ring, you know what I mean? That's different. But if you gotta remember, a lot of wrestling fans only watch WWE. So that's all they know. So all you know is I've been
I
watching
agree.
wrestling my whole life, and there were no ads in the turnbuckle pads, and then all of a sudden it went from one ad, one
Sometimes
prime
I,
bottle to all of a sudden there's like 30 ads in the ring, and then
sometimes
the
I
weapons have
do
ads.
for, I do forget that like niggas only watch wrestling and nothing
Yeah,
else. Wrestling
which
and Marvel movies.
I didn't know that until Twitter. Like there's people who just only watch like wrestling, and that's
Which
it.
is
That's all they consume,
fucking
which is crazy, which is nuts. But
yeah,
no, so I don't. I mean,
whatever.
I understand. We're kind of off on a tangent, anyways. This is last week's
It's
combo,
fine.
but yeah, it's just like I get it.
I
I thought
don't.
it was a little silly. It wasn't like I'm going to change the channel, but I thought it was a little silly to have the damn
I
fireball ladder. Like, all right, bro.
yeah, I looked at the fireball ladder and I was like, that's dumb. But I don't think an ad factored into the winning part. Like I think just the verbiage of that is just a little
It did.
ridiculous.
It added within the finish.
It did not factor into the finish, as you said. Like
What did they
it was
climb?
a ladder,
The what kind of ladder?
a tall one.
The fireball ladder. Don't try to skip the fireball.
Like
It was the
it's
fireball ladder.
the tall ladder that made it easier to grab the thing.
Yeah, the fireball one.
It just happened to be the fireball one.
Yeah, it just so happened. Yeah. All right. What are we
Like
doing now? What's next?
uh Cody, Jey Uso, Cena,
No, who cares?
Logan Paul. Um, I thought the drone spot was cool.
Drone spot was cool. The
Apparently,
moonsault spot was cool.
apparently everybody had a problem with that. Just the online weirdos just like this is not drones and ads aren't wrestling, and I was just like,
Hold on, what's wrong with drones?
I was
What's
just
wrong with the
like,
drone? Drone different.
the drone is a camera, and camera
Yeah,
is
the
very
camera.
much,
I
and
I I thought
cameras
the
are very
drone
much
shots.
wrestling.
There was one drone shot where like Naomi and somebody else on top of the ladder. I thought it was a great looking
Hmm.
shot. I forgot who she was with, but I thought it was like a really good looking shot.
Yeah, and then it was just like, yeah, it plays into, Logan's
His yeah.
viral nature. I know like people don't really, but like it plays into the character. I don't know why
Yeah.
that
Plus,
shit like
he's used
blew up.
drones. He's used drones before. He did it when on the
Yeah,
Saudi show when he used the drone thing, the drone shot.
yeah, but also when he like grabbed the camera and did the moonsault, like that was I felt like that was really cool, unique camera work.
Yeah, that was. I thought it was cool.
You never really seen anything like it. So like it was like it has some bump
I had no
to
issue
it.
with that. I know what that. People, I mean, at this point, I think just people just don't like Logan Paul enough where it doesn't matter what he does. People are gonna shit on it. People would
Oh.
probably shit on that fucking moonsault spot, even though, come on, that shit was hard. That shit was hard. I like Logan Paul, but that shit was, I don't even like his matches, but I thought that shit was hard. That shit looked cool.
That's an average AEW spot, so niggas not fucking with it.
I,
Um,
I don't think anybody in AEW can do that shit. You know how that the length he got on that SIA moonsault.
you don't think you don't think fucking dickhead B on fucking Collision can do that?
Who?
Dickhead B. I don't know no niggas on there. Some ROH loser. But yeah, the match was like kind of like it was cool. It was whatever. Besides, like honestly, like which honestly I feel like what kind of keeps them around is that like the only parts of the match I remember were like all the Logan Paul parts and then R-Truth coming out.
Well, yeah,
Um,
about to say, look, well, Cena can't do anything.
yeah, Cena didn't do shit. Cody didn't do much. Jey Uso didn't really do much. So it just
Yeah,
is what it is.
pretty, yeah,
Like,
this match was nothing but to get R-Truth back on the show. Which I will say, I was genuinely surprised. I was like, wow, they really did it. Um,
yeah,
I don't know what this means. This is the thing. I think it's great that they did listen to the fans, but also I fear
this
what
is gonna
precedent
set up.
this will set.
Yes, this will set up
I'm
the
afraid,
expectation that the fans could really like really bulldoze their way to anybody like being released. But
or
also what
getting
I
a
think,
push
yeah.
or
But
whatever. I'm
but
just
what
like,
I what I
okay.
really think is funny is that we want truth, got truth his job back, right? Everybody else that got fired got to be looking crazy, right? Be like, damn, y'all niggas not ready for me like that. Y'all
That's
niggas not
why
fucking with me.
if I were to be realistic, I think more the most likely scenario was like somebody either like Roman or Cody or like a combination or like Ray or somebody. They're like, nah, you gotta bring him back. Y'all bugging. That's the only thing I can think of. I think Triple H respects the boys enough in the back where he's like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. We're bugging. And that was my guess. That would be my guess. Like one of the locker room vets, like KO or like Sammy, one of them was like, yeah, y'all bugging for not letting Ron go like that.
Hmm. And then,
Because
yeah, probably. But then
he,
also is just
like
like,
it's well known he's well liked. So like,
but like also is just like, you say that the locker room stepped up for truth. Shit, I'll be looking at my niggas and be like, shit, what niggas not fucking with me?
y'all, yeah, you wasn't
Y'all
making the
wasn't
locker
fighting for
room
me?
laugh like you wasn't making the locker room laugh like Truth was, bro.
Yeah, they were just like, hey
Yo,
man.
personality I can get you a long way, bro. Look at Jordan
I
Grace.
mean, shit,
You got
in
Shawn
this
Michael doing TikToks.
I think she is a great addition to the women's locker room. She brings in a crazy fun factor to the locker room. So
It's
I
like
think all
her,
that
like
shit.
not. I feel like Nia Jax, one of the people like everybody fuck with for the most part
Mhm.
backstage.
Naomi too, but I think like
Yeah,
since she turned
Naomi.
heel, she had to turn it down a little bit. But she was TikTok queen as well. Um, but yeah, that's it. Let's get into AEW. Um,
Reminder: we only watched the first 2 hours of the show, so whatever happened after the
we watched
contract
it.
signing, we have
We
not seen it.
wa we watched Dynamite. I saw that copyright logo come up, and I said that was a terrible ending. And then I walked to this computer. Um, so I thought this episode was very mediocre, um, worse than usual. Um, in terms of stuff that, like, do they have a big show coming? That's why they just like phoned it in.
They have the
Is
Mexico
it
show next week.
okay? Uh, hopefully this is better than, or that is better than this. So we get Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay. They go to a time limit draw. Um, and I guess it felt normal. Well, I guess like I see why they went or why in the match that Osprey was just taking forever to do hidden blades. They were taking forever to do spots and shit like that is because we were going to a time limit draw. Um,
I knew 10 minutes in. I said, yeah, this match is going to a draw. Once they started doing like limb work within the 10 minute mark, I'm like, yeah, they're going to a draw. I know what this is.
yeah,
It's
and then
so
Swerve
it's
taking
so. Oh, go ahead.
forever to climb those ropes, and then he like shakes
At the
his
end.
leg just a little bit, and he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
his knee is damaged. He can't climb it." I was like, "Nigga, please."
Yeah, I understand why they did what they did. I'm so over the every Will Ospreay match that like there's a chance he could lose. It's just like they're too afraid to like go to a decision with their top guy sometimes.
Mm,
Like they're too afraid to let people lose them. Like it's okay for like your top guy to lose sometimes. Like they don't want Swerve to lose. They don't want Osprey to lose, and they don't. And AEW prides themselves in not doing too many no contests, so they will just settle for the time limit draw. But sometimes the instances, I think maybe just the low no contest probably would have been better off. I thought this match was very self indulgent, and it was like all the key beats to kind of get the Meltzer crowd going. But really, like it was a lot of flash, no substance for per usual Osprey match, just to have
yeah,
a finish where nobody wins in the
yeah.
end. So just like, ugh.
Uh, wasted 30 minutes of my life.
Yeah, just like I saw like I think it was Sean Ross happening. This is like an all time AEW match. I'm like, no, it's not. I don't think this is the best Swerve Osprey match. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I did it didn't do nothing for me. In that the finish just even added a bigger hamper to it. Also, I'm so tired of this whole Osprey. Like, I had no problem knocking the CTE into people's heads with the hidden blade, but for some reason I'm so terrified to do this fucking Tiger Driver move. Stop doing it, then. Just stop.
Yeah, that's
I'm
just so
tired of you being
fucking boring.
conflicted about this fucking move. Just don't do it. Take it out of your repertoire. Don't even think about it. Don't even do the double underhook anything.
It's so stupid.
It's
And
so
then the
stupid. I
Death
hate
Riders
that.
come out and it's boring. I mean, the Bucks come out, boring, yawn. Um, I don't think this is an interesting direction for either man to be wrestling the Young Bucks, but if that's gonna be the match at All In, whatever. I don't doesn't move me at all because I don't really think they're fighting over anything serious. So
Yeah, but the Young Bucks match.
yeah,
Also, why did Osprey go ahead first into them tags? He didn't need to do that.
fucking stupid. Next
I
big
don't know.
hit is the contract signing between Kenny Omega and um Okada backstage. Don Callis is just like, why not? Why are you ducking? Like, why is Okada ducking us? And then honestly, the only thing true thing he said is, nigga, did Okada really have a better 6 months than Takeshita? And I said no. 'Cause Okada ain't do jack shit in the past 6 months. Um, and then in the end, it just turns out that Okada is working for the Don Callis family now. And I feel like all this does is just bring the match down because Don Callis is most likely going to be on commentary for this match.
Why can't Don Callis just stay away from Kenny or Osprey? He
Why
can't.
can't those guys leave him behind? Why is he
Please,
always attached to him? Like, I
I
get it.
can't do.
Like, he worked with your uncle and also, he worked with Kenny uncle, all sorts of shit like that. But Jesus fucking Christ, can you do something without this motherfucker?
Like he has
He
to be
has
involved
a
in
he has a
everything.
whole stable of guys. He could be doing anything else than fucking with you. Booking Willet. The fuck does he need to be involved in this shit for?
How do we feel about the new title? I think this is long overdue. They should have been to that, but I know why they didn't name it this, but the Intercontinental was right there, bro. just
Yeah, so
name it that.
stupid.
I know why they didn't do it, but
The
it's called the
unified champ
Intercontinental.
the unified championship sounds super fucking stupid because it sounds like it's the main belt that merged with some other belts.
I don't like the name
Um,
Unified Championship. Just sounds dumb. But yeah, why not just call it the Intercontinental? Who cares? New Japan did it. No one
yeah,
made us think about it. Just fucking call it the Intercontinental
it was
Championship.
you're this is the thing that I talk about sometimes where it's just like AEW tries so hard to not be or, not to name something or do something similar to WWE that they just do something stupid and it's just
Yeah,
this name.
you're overthinking this.
Yeah,
Literally,
where
international and continental is right there. You just mash them
like
together. You know,
It's like even if you call it the Intercontinental, like, dude, it's the AEW Intercontinental Championship. Nobody's gonna dunk on you for using what is most likely the correct term that you want to use. Super silly, dumb, and it looks like the male version of the women's belt.
the old women's belt, not the new one.
Yes, the old women's belt.
The new one's fire. I think that's still my favorite
Yeah,
belt in wrestling right now. The women's one.
I, I think the men's one's better, honestly. But
You do?
yeah.
I forgot what it looks like. I haven't seen it in so long.
Well, from my memory, um, it looked nice. I don't like the oval shape for the main plate. Looks silly to me.
Yeah,
Um,
not my bag.
yeah, so it's whatever. And then Hangman Page gets kidnapped pretty fucking easily by Moxley and the Death Riders. They bring him taped up. He Moxley just says like, you need to be on your A game. Like focus up. And I agree. Like Hangman, you should be focusing on winning this title right now. Um, and I'm pretty sure Moxley would want the same. So there's no I was distracted, and now I'm focused now. Like come correct and get your ass beat. I'm gonna beat you at your best, not at your worst. Um, and then they're about to hit him with another. They're about to do something with the chair, maybe another concerto. Oh, gotta love seeing that. And then the ops come out, and then Hangman says some shit. You know. Then we're back to
Um,
where we started.
hey, we're back to vintage Dynamite. There was about 4 beatdown segments on the 2 hours we watched. I ain't gonna
Hmm.
lie to you.
Yeah. So this whole thing was just whatever to me. Um, quick hits. We already talked about it. Mystico, Blake Christian, whatever match. The Hurt Syndicate defeating Jet Speed and Mascara
Is that
Dorada.
their team name? Jet Speed?
I I was not paying attention to this show at all. Like I was
I
so
like it.
bored.
I like
Um,
it.
but
I'm gonna
yeah,
call it that going forward.
that's what it's called on Cage Match.
Okay, cool. I'm rocking with that name actually. I like that.
Yeah. Um, the Hurt Syndicate beat their ass crazy. No problem. Uh, Knight and Bailey, they are in jobber territory. It happened
You know
slower
what
than I thought
though.
it would. So
I'm not gonna brand them jobbers just yet, but they didn't get
them
their ass
niggas,
whooped by the Hurt Business.
them niggas are going nowhere fast. Is
Let's
that
go.
is that how you really would like to put it?
Kevin Knight's 5-7 on the year. What's Bailey at? Mike Bailey is at 8-7 on the year.
It's getting there.
Okay, I can't call them jobbers just yet, but
Okay. Well, they're going nowhere pretty fast.
but
Same with Megan Bayne.
yeah, Mystico gets beat up by MJF and they rip his mask off.
Hmm. And
Oh
they
wait, no, his mask. No, I'm sorry, Mascara Dorada got his mask ripped off, and boy, they did a terrible. I don't know who fucked up worse, the cameraman, Mascara Dorada for letting his face be out that far for that long. It took like a second for him to cover his face up.
Yeah, I saw
You
that
got a
nigga. I saw that nigga whole
full on
face.
face shot. Um, but yeah, no, that was so. Then Mystico comes out madly. I don't know what the hell he was waiting for, but
Hmm.
but yeah. So I guess that's next week. Mystico versus MJF. I don't even know what that means. MJF called him Sin Cara, sloppy
Yeah.
Sin Cara.
Ooh.
Mm. I mean, Sin Cara was
KG.
stinking it up. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, he wasn't looking too good in this shit either, but it is what it is. Um, Not looking forward to that match. And then MJF is back on his pseudo MAGA gimmick. So turn up.
Perfect time. Perfect timing.
Yeah, absolutely perfect timing. Not tone deaf at all.
Not
Um,
but boy, they was quick to call out WWE for doing that troop shit, whatever that
mhm.
was.
Yeah,
Come on, you know they did the troop. You know WWE love the troops.
yeah, they do tribute for the troops all the time.
Yeah, so people were upset about the whole thing because Trump just happened to be like, of course the president would be at the troops thing. He's the president.
Well, I don't know if Biden was at but I
Well, this is
It's
it's like
it's
what is like
the
the 250 years of the like the military or some shit like that.
yeah, but like this is the usual WWE doing the tribute for the troop shit. I honestly don't think it's any
It wasn't
different
even that. It was just
because
they would.
Trump was there.
It wasn't even that. It wasn't even like a tribute. It was just like, yo, this is a military 250 thing. We sent a couple guys over. One was in the military. um,
Yeah.
two out of the four are probably MAGA. I don't know what Dawkins is. He's probably apolitical. Um,
Cody's definitely something.
Cody's probably. I'm like 80% sure Cody's MAGA. I'm like 85% sure Tiffany's MAGA. So whatever. But that's not here or
No,
there.
well, now that they sent Montez Ford, it does make a little more sense because yes, he was in the military, but
Tez makes sense why he would be there.
I don't
Dawkins,
know.
Dawkins by proxy, I guess, because that's his partner.
Yeah, it
Cody,
makes sense.
Cody,
But
Cody and Tiffany, they were there because they were trying to see the.
yeah,
They're
they
like,
should have said they should have
is
they
Trump
should have
there?
they should have sent what is it? The US champion bid?
Ooh,
Send that
Big
Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah,
They might
send that
deport that.
felon.
They might deport that. He goes over there. Oh, they weren't risking that.
um Ty J defeated Mega Bane and Penelope Ford. I was not paying attention at all. I don't even think I looked at the screen during this match. I heard Megan Bane's music and I like turned the TV was to my back.
Um, good for Ty Mello to be back. I can't say I'm a big fan of her, but you know what? I know she was gone for a long time, so she had a good reception from the crowd. They were really happy to see her back. Yeah, nothing really stood out in this match though. Ty Mello got a win. Makes sense since she just returned. That's all I really
Hmm.
got.
Okay, that's it for AEW.
That was
Uh,
it. Yeah, I guess that was it.
yes, yeah, there was
You,
no.
you, you really did not like this episode. You ran right through that episode. You were not fucking with it.
I mean, what else was on the episode that was worth really talking a lot about?
Nah, I mean you're right. It was nothing crazy.
You want to go in depth on the Ty J versus Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne match?
I was watching the finals for the most part.
Yeah. Okay. So NXT Ethan Page defeated Sean Legacy in a really good match. I like the match a lot. I think Sean Legacy is somebody that we should really be keeping our eye on. I hope big things for him coming in the future.
I tweeted it earlier when I was watching NXT today. Sean Legacy is like a real 90s baby face, like generic 90s baby face, like in the best way.
And I think, based on what you said about Ethan Page, that is a good person to be working with.
And let me tell you something, Vic Joseph. I don't know what got into him in this particular match. He was in his fucking bag.
Well, man, Vic
he,
Jones is always in his bag, man.
Vic Joseph was in his bag with his match. He made Ethan Page seem like the worst guy ever. He really was like just rooting for. He was like, "Go for it, man! You can do it!" Like the whole match for us for Sean Legacy, it just really added to the match. I'm not gonna say it was like Jim Ross calling the Undertaker Jeff Hardy match, but it was definitely it was Vic Joseph's rendition of that. Make
He's
yourself
trying,
famous, kid.
yeah, trying his best, but nah, I thought he was. I mean, I think the NXT commentary team is like my favorite. So, and
Yeah, like even
it's been that for a
Graves
while.
even Graves found a groove after a couple weeks, which I figured he would.
Yeah, well, once
Um,
he once he stopped being mad about being back on NXT.
I don't blame him. I would have been pissed too. I can't even fault
Mm.
him. That would have been pissed too.
They'd be like, "What? Pat McAfee over me? Fuck that nigga." And then Ricky Saints returns, and then he got like he got a nicotine patch on his neck.
Yes.
The fuck was that?
I don't know.
What is it? Justice said, you know the anti-smoke commercials when they put the mic to the neck, mic to the throat.
He got one of the joints.
Ethan coming for you.
He had the cane gimmick.
Yeah, the cane shit. Um,
Uh,
but yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever comes from that. But it's also like said that like Ricky is looking to be going up, so we'll see what happens.
no, it was reported he was going up. I don't know. Maybe something changed. And they were like, well,
Hmm.
let's finish this up first before we send him up.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
don't
so
think they
that's
need a
cool.
I don't think they need to rush to get him up there.
They don't.
So
Uh,
all right, run the batch back one more time.
JC versus Lacey Laney Reed. Sorry. Laney Reed.
Laney Reed. So this is for the level uppers in the Discord. I was not familiar with Laney Reed's game. I think maybe I
Hmm.
seen like one match from her. Um, I'm familiar with like Kendall Gray. I think she's really good, but I didn't know much about Laney Reed. Hey, pretty good.
Oh my God. I'm looking at this clip. Queen Amanada just fucking knocked fucking Telka out.
Tekla,
Yeah, whatever the fuck her name is.
good.
The fact that she hasn't been on like what is it? She's been on one Dynamite so far.
I mean, it was only just last week she debuted.
Are already on Collision. You
I'm not counting
you
that. This is the
you
4 hour show.
you
I'm not gonna.
yeah, you on the fucking fourth. You're a new signee and they got you on the fourth hour. Niggas is tired. And then we saw them ratings last week. That show took a deep dive once the show was once those 2 hours was over.
Let me tell you something. Them second 2 hours, nothing happened. It was the most unremarkable 2 hours of TV I ever seen in my life.
Dog, I seen the average viewer go to fucking 200K. I
I don't
said,
blame him.
turn that shit off, brother. Turn it off.
You want to hear that second half? I'm gonna show you briefly, real quick. I'm gonna tell you how shitty that second half was. Collision. What do you have? Will Ospreay versus Leo Rush in a nothing match. Atlantis Jr. and Templario versus FTR. That was fine. Don Callis family Hechicero versus Bandito and the Outrunners.
I would have cut it off right there.
Sammy Guevara versus AR Fox versus Lee Johnson versus Nick Wayne for the television championship. Lady Frost versus Tekla. And then Daniel Garcia versus in Paragon versus the Don Callis. We got two Don Callis family matches in that show. They're trying to kill me.
Nigga, you stormed it and I. No spreadsheet would have had me watching that.
That was tough. I'm not gonna lie, that was tough to get through.
Yeah, two times speed that. Uh, but yeah. Um, yeah, this is for the Evolve watchers. I am not familiar with Lainey Reed, but I thought she looked really
Lady
good
Reed
out there.
wasn't even on it. She wasn't even on Evolve.
Oh, then who is? I could have
She's
swore she was
level
on
up
Evolve.
girl. She level up girly.
You sure she
I
wasn't on Evolve?
This is the first time I ever put her on my spreadsheet. I watched every episode of Evolve. She had not been on it.
No. You really watching Evolve?
Yeah, but I haven't missed one yet.
Uh, what my ranking on my queen, bruh?
Who?
Gentilla.
She only had one match.
Well, what's the ranking, bruh?
What did
Well,
I
it's
give
five,
her?
five, five
What did
stars, right?
Gentile, she got a 2 versus Carly Bright.
This nigga a hater.
I like her offense though. It's very technical based.
I think her
Surprisingly,
finisher. I like her a lot, but I think her finisher is terrible.
I don't remember what it is, but I remember her
It's like a
offense is very
weird,
like
weird
technical based.
armbar. It's like a weird Fujiwara armbar,
Okay.
but like it's like a standing Fujiwara. Was that
Yeah,
what
okay,
it's
I
called?
remember it. I kind of remember it now, yeah.
I was just like, love you, Queen. That ain't it. I know that was your first one, but let's let's try. Let's go back to the drawing board. Um, okay. I was gonna go on another tangent, but we're just gonna move on with the episode. Because you asked me a question a few weeks ago, I was gonna answer it. But I like Lainey Reed. I thought she was really good. I think JC Jane is good. And yeah, it all worked
That was
out. And
that was a great first showing for
yeah.
Randy Reed. I'll say that much.
And I thought it was a really good display for JC Jane just to show that like, she's not like bad as champion. Like she's definitely not gonna be like a Julia
Well, Julia barely had it, so she might
Roxanne
be like a
fucking
Julia.
yeah. But yeah, I thought the match was good.
I'm
You're
just saying,
you are right. You are right. I'm not saying you're wrong in
yeah,
any
that's about
capacity.
2 months. And like one.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah.
Next.
No. What's up? What's next? Oh,
Uh
also after that match, it was announced that
yes. There's gonna be
the,
two fatal four ways next week, and then the number one contenders for that are going to face
they
each
love
other.
doing that. They love doing that fatal 4 way
I
and to start a
dog
tournament off.
I thought that she was about to hit us with another battle royale. I had it typed out already. I was just like,
Come on, you know
and
it's the
battle royale.
monthly battle royale.
Yeah, so I was ready to just hear battle royale, but they're gonna be doing two fatal four ways, and then they're gonna do a number one contenders match, and then whoever wins that match is going to be facing JC Jane at Evolution. Dun-dun-dun.
Evolution.
I think that
The first match announced for the show.
yeah, I think that's a great look for JC Jane. Um, to be on
The
Evolution.
Evolution card? Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And then next match, I don't want to say I told you so. Sometimes I don't like to say I was right. Boba Femi, you should have watched your ass, man. Should have looked both ways before
You
crossing that
you
parking lot.
you warned him he was too cocky. You said, bro, ain't nobody touching me in the parking lot. You told him. You said,
Yes, I
look,
said this gonna
we've been
age
we've been
poorly.
we've been watching for a long time. Nobody's safe from the parking lot. If Samoa Joe can get taken out, if Hideo Tommy can get taken out, you can get taken out.
And we ain't never found his killer.
We still ain't found Hideo Tommy.
Um,
You know what I mean?
yeah, man. Oba, sorry. It had to be you. We definitely told you what it was. You know. Uh, he,
They're giving Jasper Troy a lot. You know what?
yeah, they gave him a lot.
I think he delivered
I didn't think he was
for
bad.
that being your first match. I would say that was really impressive. Not
I
who was
think,
second match.
yeah, I think the only thing that took me out in the match, and honestly, I'm going to blame the ref. That nigga did not kick out, bro.
He sure
Nigga,
didn't.
nigga, the ref was on semantics timing because I did not like seeing Obafemi have to hit him with two finishers to put him down.
Yeah,
Um, that is like legitimately my only complaint about that match. Nobody saw that shoulder, bro. Stop lying, bro. Nobody saw that shoulder. Either next time, Oba gotta put the body across and hook the leg or some shit. Cause come on, man. This nigga was just like, oh, his shit up is by 2 centimeters, bro. Hit his ass again. I didn't like that. But I thought the match was fine, and I thought he was good. I think you know, I told you Booker T, man, his team,
you did
they
tell
just
me. Yeah,
they just needed the moment. They just needed the platform. That was it. They are a good set of people. Um, so it is what it is on that. And then yeah, that's it. I'm looking forward to see who else Oba is going to be facing.
I don't even know where you go from here.
Well, we just have to look at the current landscape and see who we got going. But I don't want to look at the current landscape because I don't see who's coming. So, uh, our quick hits, the calling, they defeat Briggs and Inamura.
I've never seen a wrestler more evolve bound than old boy Brooke Jensen.
What is it? Oh, you think he evolved bound?
Oh yeah, he's evolved bound. He's on his last strike. You better figure it out.
I don't think he's on his last strike, but I definitely
I
think
do.
that like them not advancing that little story going on,
I'm,
like why wasn't he ringside or like watching or some shit?
it's
Um,
over for him, bro. Look, I'm telling
because
you,
I'm like, this is
everybody,
ridiculous. Because Nico Vance doesn't even
everybody.
look that impressive.
I like Nico Van so far,
I don't think he's better than Jensen, but shit, they
but
do, and I'm confused.
look, all I'm saying is everybody that got sent down from the main show to evolve
Hmm.
all got released. I'm just saying
Shit, fingers
we
crossed for
better.
Nikita, bro.
So
Because I
right
don't
now they
know.
got Nikita down there, Idris and Ofa's down there.
No
Uh,
way, they're down there.
yeah, Ofa's down there. Malik, no, we have not seen Malik, but Ofa is down there. He was in the title match actually. He was in the 4-way.
Oh shit. Damn, I feel bad for him.
Um,
Because that is a surefire.
This is your
Yeah,
last chance,
man.
buddy.
That is a
uh,
surefire. You ain't getting it out the mud, nigga. And then when his Chris Van Vliet come out and he's just like, I don't know what the fuck Booker T problem is, bitch ass nigga. I'm gonna be there front row.
Look, Booker T had more smoke from Elite Blade than an Ofe, I feel like.
Well, shit, he
He
he hated
he
that
hated
nigga by
sweater.
proxy.
He hated that sweater vest. He said, "I get that shit out of here."
Yeah, he said that shit corny. Why you looking like Carlton, nigga?
He wasn't
Um,
wrong.
yeah, he wasn't wrong.
I
But
know there was
I
sentimental value to the sweater vest, but
yeah, but you
he
look
wasn't wrong.
like
He went
should
crazy.
have should have just got a tat. Just get the pops throat tat.
Hey yo,
Imagine fatherly throat, right? Um,
Daddy
Last
throat is
Legend.
crazy, bro. Daddy
uh,
throat is nuts.
Last Legend defeated Ren Sinclair, which I thought was a good match. Ren Sinclair, like despite all the baggage she was coming in with,
Well,
she
that's
definitely
so
turned it
old news
around.
now. I
Yeah,
don't
that
even
shit
think that's
old
that
news
new.
now. If being
That wasn't even Ren Sinclair. That was Madison Renkowski, whatever the fuck her name was.
if Bianca not gonna put the slugs to her chest, I'm not. It's squash. Pay to 8, even though screenshots are forever.
They still be posting Nikita on Zeus. She ain't never living that down.
Dog, that is first
Uh,
of the month tweeting, bruh.
that is definitely a 25th of whatever month it is. Let me post that tweet real quick. You know
Yeah.
what I
Like I've seen that stupid ass clip so many
mean?
fucking times. I'm just like,
Did
yeah,
you
she was
go?
on Zeus.
Did you go? Nikita was on Zeus.
Yeah, I'm like, who gives
Oh
a
my
shit?
god! Oh my god! I didn't know Nikita was on Zeus.
Um, High Rise, defeats the family. Tony D'Angelo is definitely in a who can I trust?
Hold on. First
Stage.
of all, look. Now, to be fair to Tony D'Angelo, who walks behind somebody with a crowbar like that?
Yeah.
You feel me? Who does that? That's weird.
That shit was looking
That's
too shady.
that's too shady. I've
Yeah.
never if I don't care if my mom walked by me with a fucking crowbar like that, I'm gonna have some questions like, why are you doing that? What's up? What's up?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? This thing is so stupid. This is so silly. I don't know how I feel about this storyline. I don't care.
Oh, you don't?
I don't care.
Crazy. I care.
I,
I'm
I
I'm
don't give a
invested in
fuck
the
about the
parties
care.
involved. I love the family,
Um,
so.
I don't care. I do think Luca Crucifino is pretty good though. I would
Oh
like
no,
to
he's
see
great.
him wrestle. I like to see him wrestle more.
He need to start going crazy on Evolve, bro.
I think he only wrestled like once on Evolve.
Yeah.
I know
I think like his
Wesley's
second
on
week.
Wesley's on this week. He's wrestling I want to say Cappuccino Jones.
Well,
Might be all right.
fire. Uh, Sorry, I accidentally closed the notes app. But yeah, High Rise is cool though. They're coming along. Um, it's
I happy
either
they got a name.
yeah, High Rise finally. Because I what is
Don't
it?
really know what that
Tyson
means, but
Dupont and Tyrese Ewick?
Tyreek
Igwe?
Tyreek Igwe.
Yeah.
I don't really know what high rise means, but whatever.
Nigga, what did MSK mean?
Most stone kids or something like that. Something weed related. I guess high rise is also weed related, but like it
Hmm.
ain't like it's implied in their gimmick that they smoke.
Yeah.
They might
And
be
on
straight
it,
edge.
they adults, you feel me? So, um, this could have been a main topic, but I haven't seen much talk about it. Stupid shit. Uh, Blake Monroe.
I like the promo. It's very Sabrina Carpenter coded, which I think was the aim. Also, do you see Sabrina Carpenter's new album cover?
That's a
Kind of
freak
wild.
right there. That's a freak
Kind of
right there.
that's
That
a
is a
wild
that is a
that's a
freak
wild
right there.
cover. That's a straight up pandering.
Nita.
That's a pandering to the male gaze and working on me, baby. Wild cover though. But yeah, I like the name. The name's fine. Let it Blake Monroe's fine. I don't have an issue with that.
You know what's
Um,
crazy?
what's that?
So I am getting ready to go see Ballerina, right? I have not
Mm.
seen I'm not I didn't accidentally open Twitter. I didn't open I didn't open Instagram. I was completely trying to remain spoiler free for this episode. But, as I'm getting ready, I just wanted to listen to a little YouTube video real quick, a quick little video essay. I come back, finish it later, right? I'm scrolling. Jim Cornette. Thoughts on Blake Monroe. And I said, nigga, y'all usually talk about this week shit or like they post shit on YouTube that happens this week, next week. I was like, why'd y'all do this? There was no reason for y'all to like, put this segment on the express shipping. That was completely unneeded. I didn't fuck with that at all. And then everybody was like really mad about the name in the comments or whatever. And I was just like, this is annoying. Like name gate,
Every time, no matter who it is, as
get
soon as you
over
change that
it.
name, they
It is
don't
the
really
most
care about
it
anything.
is the most childish shit niggas can do. Niggas are still mad about JC Mateo, and I'm just like, it's fucking whatever.
That's a bad name. I'm
It is
more.
whatever.
I just don't like him. I just don't want to see that guy on my TV. More than anything. But yeah, no problem. Some people even try to like link her to some like porn star from the '80s. Like no one fucking remembers whoever the fuck that was.
Hold on,
When you
who?
I don't know, when you Google, like if you Google Blake Monroe now, I mean all you see is just the wrestler. You don't see any whatever '80s porn star somebody found, some gooner on the internet.
Yeah, that was on his search page, his
Yeah,
algorithm.
so he said Blake Monroe. I know that girl.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Like I see Blake Monroe 11, man of God.
What?
Yeah, that's what it says, and then all of it is, formerly known as Mariah May. So
Yeah, whatever. It is. It's not a sorority society. I mean, what was it? Submission sorority situation.
it's not a
Do you remember that? Do you remember
yes,
that?
but it is not a Ruby Soho situation.
Isn't
Um,
Ruby Soho like an artist?
Quan, right now,
What?
as an experiment, I want you to go on your regular
Ugh.
account, not your Wrestle one.
Hold on, hold on. What am I do?
I want you to type in Ruby Soho, search it.
Yeah, I'm on my wrestling account. Hold on, wrong one. Hold on. Let's see what happens. Pops up. I'll probably get the wrestling, whatever it is, because I don't. I still get like wrestling stuff. Yeah, I just got like wrestling stuff. Yeah, all I
No,
see is wrestling stuff when I typed in Ruby Soho.
that's crazy because that's not what I'm seeing.
Like, you got a gooner ass account, bro. My shit, none of the wrestling when I typed in. And then the song.
Okay,
What are you seeing?
the porn star.
There's a
The
porn star named Ruby Soho.
Yes, there's a Canadian OF girl that name is Ruby Soho.
Oh, she's not even a porn star. She's a
Yeah.
OnlyFans model. They don't count.
Hey man, we are not going to disrespect the OF League. You know,
I am.
sometimes there are real beaters on there, and then some days you get Mari Sade, you know, diluting the pot. You feel me?
I seen that. I seen that. That's corny. I'm pro sex worker and all that shit. I think that's corny that all the indie girls are trying to like, you know what I mean, do the OnlyFans. They do
We
the hand brawl. You're not
yes,
fooling me.
we they need their own website. Patreon needs to
Yeah.
let them back in. Um,
At least Mandy had the decency to like make her own website. Don't go on.
oh, the website is just a
Only.
funnel. The website is just a funnel to the sex sites.
Yeah,
Um,
Mandy. I'm sorry when we first found that out.
the menu,
Before it went public. Oh man, that was
nigga,
a good time. That was hilarious.
yeah.
You
When
know,
we found out how much Mandy Rose was selling, content and her shit for, I said, time's got to be hard.
yeah,
Time's got to
you
be hard.
saw her talk. You saw her talking all of a sudden. She's like, you know what? Maybe a return wouldn't be so bad. I seen it. I seen those.
Yeah, it
I
was
think
like
that. I think it's
it,
something dried up.
yeah. Also, my nigga, you are. for more or less, you are famous. Like you are on TV. So only be selling your panties for 100. Bitch, auction those off, bruh. You could make a good 1K off them Jones.
Easy.
Like, are you
I know,
kidding
I
me?
know, I know. Regular girls selling their panties for more than that.
I know. Like, are you serious?
Lock in, bro. Lock in.
I seen regular college students selling feet for more than the fucking 100.
You know what I mean?
There are real deal freaks out there, y'all. Get y'all coin. Only 100? I said, man, bring back pimping.
Whoa, relax,
I'm gonna stop right there. I'm joking.
relax.
I'm
That's
joking. I'm
crazy.
joking. We just uh we just need proper management. That's all. And that's all for NXT, honestly.
Bring back Pippin. End it off. It's crazy.
We're not ending off on that. We're ending off on this. You can subscribe on Patreon, patreon.com/the A Show RNC. You can follow on Twitter at the A Show RNC. You can follow Quan at the comeback spot. You can follow me, Cyrus at Cyrus on TWR. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok is in the show notes. Yeah, you can see a lot of our content there. And a few weeks ago, you asked me what new metal song would be my entrance,
You
and
got one?
I was unsure if Deftones counted as new metal, but as I was listening to the latest "Don't Steal This" podcast on the Black Print podcast station or channel, I don't really know what to call it. Uh, Deftones Genesis by Deftones would be my entrance. I like that song a lot.
You gotta look it up.
Yeah, it's like more of the newer um Deftone stuff. And I guess it's controversial, but I just fucking hit the fuck out of the mirror. Um I like their new stuff a lot, kind of more than their older stuff. Um I just think like I forget what that album's called. Hold on, let me open Spotify. Ooh, never mind.
Alms.
Yes, Alms.
Um,
I think that
what else,
album's
man?
I think the album's really good. I think it has no skips. So I think like going from that
Dude,
album that is very
this is new
basically
metal?
they said Def Songs was new metal. Probably not. They probably wouldn't even count that album as like new
I don't know
metal.
if this is
But
new metal. This is like, I don't know what this is. I'm like skimming through the song though, so what do I know? But fair enough. I'll
hold
take it.
on. What does Spotify say about its genre? Nothing. Okay.
It's fine. I guess so.
Well, kill me, niggas. I don't know my new metal like that. I go based off what Tony Hawk Pro Skater games feed me. Um, next week you won't be here.
Sure won't.
Next week I start my job. Um, based on what happens Monday when I talk to them,
Hmm.
I actually like wouldn't even be able to watch AEW by the time it's like time to record. Um,
Mm.
because when we tried that last time, I did a job for Adidas, and I did not get back to the house. I did not get back to the house in like what is the AEW ends at like 7 right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. The episode was over, and I was still walking to the house. So,
Well,
um,
if you want, we could probably just do Tuesday night if you're available. We could just do just NXT, I guess.
yeah, that is most likely what's going to be happening, and
Okay.
it's only going to be for 10 weeks. Um, shit, hopefully forever, because I want this job forever. Um, so yeah, like I know this would be the like celebrating, we don't want to watch like AEW anymore, or or just me trying to scheme my way out of like not watching AEW, but I legitimately watch AEW for this show. Um, if I'm not doing the show, obviously, like I am much happier and stuff like that because I don't have to watch AEW. But I don't like half-assing this. So I watch both shows as we are, you know, um, contractually obligated to do so by the devils that be. Um, so we will see what happens with the show going on in the future. But yeah, like either what happens is
Well, I mean, after these next 2 weeks, it's fine. I'll just watch it, Dynamite, and we just go from there. That's
like
not an issue.
I
You just
think
won't be
like
able to watch it, but I can fill you
yeah,
in.
yeah, that is like much the case, but like I'd probably like even like just give my thoughts like the following week, you
Yeah, we
know.
can do that too.
Like I'll probably just like watch highlight versions of it like the next day and stuff like that. But in the result of this, like I wouldn't be able to give you guys, the eight my half of the AEW reviews. Um, I'll be tweeting about AEW a lot more, like the live show watches. So just to like I'm watching the show and I'm doing it for y'all. Like this content for y'all. I probably won't do it all the time because I'll be busy for the most part. Trying to get my life together since I moved half across the country. So obviously that takes way more precedent than having to watch AEW because if I don't get right, nigga, I wouldn't even be able to watch this. So it's just priorities at the moment, y'all. So thank you for being understanding. And if you're not understanding, fuck you. All right. Peace out.